Alright, Shalom, I'm back. I had a camera malfunction. My memory card went out, so I had to put in another memory card. But I'm gonna pick back up where I was at. Before I get in that, man, I had a Jake come up, man, and our people are bugged out. Our people are into all kind of stuff, man. You know, for some reason the Spirit didn't have me get the memory card ready and then turn the camera on, but I was having a quick conversation. Our people, man, they read all this other stuff and they feel like they're so knowledgeable. They don't even have a foundation or understanding of what they're reading, especially coming out of the scriptures. But then they'll go read another book, another so-called spiritual book, and think that they have strong faith. No, if your faith was strong, you wouldn't be reading another book. You wouldn't try to be finding truth somewhere else, man. Our people don't have the foundation that they think that they have, because they don't fully understand the stuff they be reading, man. And I read a scripture to them. Matter of fact, I'm gonna just bring this out real quick, and it just goes over Jake's head. Jake likes to just talk, and when they talk, they like to hear themselves talk, and they like to feel like they're intelligent and like they smart, man, but really they not. They don't know what the hell they're talking about. Yeah, this is Sirach 3 and verse 18. It says, "The greater they are, the more humble thyself, and thou shalt find favor before the Lord. Many are in high places and of renown, but mysteries are revealed unto the meek. For the power of the Lord is great, and he is honored of the lowly. Seek not out the things which are too hard for thee, neither search the things that are above thy strength." Because our people, man, they always swear up and they know what the hell they talking about, man. This dude said, man, he said that the wheat, like, let this train go out. But Jake said somewhat like that the wheat, like the tares in the wheat. He made an example of the tares in the wheat, and he was saying that the wheat is a lack of having the spirit, like wheat, like you don't have the spirit. You know, not understanding what that's really talking about when it's talking about the tares in the wheat. I tried to explain to him what that is, but Jake's something else. But I don't want to get too much into that. It's just crazy how our people are, man. But because I'm gonna bring this lesson to a close soon, but I want to pick back up where I was at. But Jake had me a little sidetracked for a second. This is back in Psalms 75 and 7. It says, "But the Most High is the judge it. He put it down one and set it up another. For in the hand of the Lord there is a cup, and the wine is red." That cup represents slavery. And the wine, the wine represents the harshness of the slavery. Meaning, you know, when you have some really good quality wine, it's usually dark. You know, it's red and it has a substance, you know, of that grape. And that grape was the work that was put into to produce that wine. Well, that's equivalent to the type of slavery that you're going to serve. It says, "It is full of mixture and poured out the same. But the dregs thereof, all the wicked of the earth, shall wring them out and drink them." So the wicked is talking about the so-called white man. You're going into slavery for 1,000 years, and during that 1,000-year period, it says you're going to drink the dregs of it. And I always reference this to like you have a glass of beer, and somebody will drink the beer, but when they get down to finishing the beer, it has the suds, the dregs, the bubbles, the end of the bottom of the glass. You know, a lot of people don't even drink that part. They just drink the liquid part of the beer, and they don't down those dregs. They don't down the drink down the bubbles in the real bitter part of the beer. They don't drink it. They just put it, bam, slam it on the counter, let the bartender take it away. They don't even fuck with it. Well, the scriptures say you gonna drink the dregs of it. Mean you're gonna stomach that part of the beer. You're gonna drink that harshness, the most bitter and the baddest, the worst taste of that beer. You're gonna drink it. meaning the hardness of the dregs of slavery, you're gonna have to deal with that. And that's gonna be, and usually like I make the reference of when you finish a beer, meaning beer's almost done, you almost drank it all, it's almost no more. Well, guess what? You're gonna have those dregs from the beginning of slavery all the way to the end. You're gonna feel it to the end. It ain't gonna be like, oh, this part of slavery is not as hard as it was in the beginning. No, you're gonna have from the beginning to the end, your slavery is gonna be hard as hell, and you're gonna have to stomach it. The next scripture I want to get into is Esau. You Edomites, I'm gonna bring out the fact of how you're gonna be taken out, because earlier I was speaking on Iran, right? Iran is because the guy that came up in the wheelchair, he was talking about how Russia, you know, what's gonna happen with Russia. Well, and what's going on in the news now is the prime minister of Iran is having war words with Donald Trump, and they getting into it, and Trump talking about he gonna meet them with force and all this stuff. So this is Jeremiah 50, and I love Jeremiah, man. Jeremiah the 49 all the way through 51 just goes into it. But this is 50 and 9. It says, "For lo, I will raise and cause to come up against Babylon a assembly of great nations from the north country." Now, if you look where America sits, if you're looking at a map in front of you, America sits on the west, right? The southwest of the map, of the world map, the world map. Right above where Russia and China sits is northeast, on the right side of the map at the top. That's that northern country. It's talking about Russia. It says, "And they shall set themselves in array against her. From thence she shall be taken. Their arrows shall be as a mighty expert man. None shall return in vain." Now, this is the arrow. That nuclear missile. That's the arrow that it's talking about. That the northern country, which is Russia, and on that, you know, USSR, the nuclear missile, is that's their arrow. The ICBM missiles that they're gonna shoot on America. But jump down, actually verse 10, it says, "And the Chaldeans shall be a spoil. All the spoil her shall be satisfied, saith the Lord. Because ye were glad, because ye rejoiced, O ye destroyers of mine heritage, because ye are grown fat, and the heifer at grass, and bellows as bulls." And America did grow fat. They grew fat off the blood, sweat, and tears of the Hebrew Israelites, primarily the southern kingdom, but also the northern kingdom as well. And you're growing fat right now, because the Israelites are the reason why America sits high in this nation amongst all nations. Why? Because we're working. The working class persists of you Hebrew Israelites. You so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, and Seminole Indians. You're the ones who are putting in the work in this country every day. If Israelites decide not to go out of the house and stop working, this whole country shut down. So you have been made fat off the back of the Hebrew Israelites, which is the Most High's heritage. Verse 12, "Your mother shall be sore confounded. She that shall bear you shall be ashamed. Behold, the hindermost of the nations shall be a wilderness, a dry land, and a desert." And your mother's talking about Great Britain. Great Britain is the one who birthed America, and she's the mother of America. Verse 13, "Because of the wrath of the Lord, it shall not be inhabited, but it shall be wholly desolate. Every one that goeth by Babylon shall be astonished and hiss at all her plagues. Put yourself in array against Babylon round about. All ye that bend the bow, shoot at her. So that's exactly how I was going in earlier about how America loves to put sanctions on the other nations, on the other countries. Why are you putting sanctions on them? It's because you know. Quick scripture right quick. So Jake wanna be out here in the streets playing all kind of wild shit, man. This is Isaiah 54:16. Behold, I have created the smith that bloweth the coals in the fire, and that bringeth forth an instrument for his work. And I have created the waster to destroy. So who was a smith? A smith in the ancient days was like right now. A smith is known as a locksmith, right? He creates locks and keys to open up and lock things, unlock things and lock things. But in the ancient days, a smith was your weapons maker. He was somebody that would use iron, melt down iron, and build a sword or a hatchet or a bow and arrow. They would create an instrument to destroy, a killing weapon, a weapon for a war. That was the ancient smiths. Today, the modern day smiths represent these scientists, these like these German scientists, these different scientists that created these nuclear missiles, right? They created the bombs, the warheads that put into the ICBMs that shoots through the missiles. That is loaded in the missile that shoots on another land, and the warheads come out and they land and they destroy. So the modern day smiths are your scientists, and they're the ones that's creating these ICBM missiles. And the waster is the actual bomb. It says, no weapon that is formed against thee shall prosper, and every tongue that shall rise against thee in judgment thou shalt condemn. This is the heritage of the servants of the Lord, and their righteousness is of me, said the Lord. So if you're a man of the Lord, these nuclear missiles, that weapon is formed is not against you. It's not going to prosper on you, because you're going to be delivered out of that. You're not going to stand and wait for that judgment. You're going to be receiving salvation and be delivered out of there. Back to so that's the reason why these other nations be getting sanctions placed on them by the United States. The United States want to sanction them because you want to derail their nuclear weapons program, because you don't want them having nuclear weapons capabilities. You know exactly who they're going to shoot the missiles on once they get it. And a lot of them got it already. That's why the scriptures say, roughly paraphrasing, that you become weakened as the nations? I'm roughly paraphrasing, but basically it talks about how has the whole hammer of the earth ceased. It's not that the hammer ceased, it's that there's more hammers now. You have other countries that have the same nuclear capabilities and military war abilities that you have. So you're not the one nation that needs to be feared. Why? Because even though you have 4 sectors of military, your Air Force, Army, Marines, and Navy, it don't matter hand-to-hand contact. It don't matter what type of guns you have or what type of technology you have. They have a nuclear bomb just like you got a nuclear bomb. And that's end-all, be-all. So they just shoot that on you. They're not about to go hand-to-hand combat with you. They don't care what, and even though, let's get this out there, Russia has the strongest military personnel. The way they train, the American soldiers wouldn't stand a chance to get them hand-to-hand combat. So, but it wouldn't even come to that, because they have Russia's military is stronger. Like they have most Navy ships. They have the most ships in the sea. They control the whole sea. There's no other country that can measure up to Russia's sea capabilities. So America can't deal with them on that. And they can't deal with them on any other level, nuclear missiles or whatnot. They can't deal with them. So back in verse 14, it says, Put yourselves in array against Babylon round about. All ye that bend the bow, shoot at her. Spare no arrows, for she has sinned against the Lord. Shout against her round about. She had given her hands, her foundations are fallen, her walls are thrown down, for it is the vengeance of the Lord taking vengeance upon her, as she had done, do unto her. Cut off the sower from Babylon, and him that handleth the sickle in the time of the harvest. And we living in that time. That harvest represents, basically when fruit or vegetation is ripened for the picking, so you can pull it, so you can take it. And that's what the time we living in. But these prophecies are coming to pass. That's why the harvest is ripened. It says, for fear of the oppressing sword, they shall turn every one to his people, and they shall flee every one to his own land. And that's what the other nations are going to do. They're going to start fleeing out of America, going back to their own land, because the times are going to be hard for them. They're not going to have all the luxuries that they have now. So they're going to want to return back to their homeland. Why? Because they ain't living luxurious and living the life like they had once had here in America.
Hey, bro, I got to ask you a very important question.
What's up, man?
Bro, this is kind of like, it's say...
I don't want to get back into that conversation that we had.
Say, bro, that there was a time, bro, that God, he already knows, beginning to end, that he took my spirit and already stored it in heaven. And now I'm living off of spirits that are still on earth.
If your spirit was
spirits that are good spirits, but they just never transcended or became one with the Holy Spirit to transcend and become one. So let me just the reason why I had cut the conversation we had short, because like I said, I'm teaching right now, and that conversation. I gotta ask you something, like, how you think I should tell, because that's what it is, but you think I should tell people to give them a better explaining of who I am and why I do certain things, because spirits are basically keeping my body living.
That's the thing, my man. Like, you can set up and do whatever.
It says in Revelation, for thou hast a name that are living and are dead.
Here's the thing, man. Me and you, after our conversation, I just come to the realization that we have two different beliefs. And there's nothing wrong with that. Like, you could believe what it is that your spirit believes in. And me personally, like, you believe that you can read another spiritual book and that ain't gonna waver your faith. When I'm trying to tell you that your faith ain't strong if you're doing that. Like, throughout the course of our conversation, I don't believe that we believe in the same things. So therefore, if you feel strongly about what you believe in, then guess what you're gonna do? You're gonna go towards that what you believe in. So if you want to set up like and go do what you said, would you believe that's your purpose, then you don't need to get, like I said earlier, you don't need validation from me.
Does God have a religion?
No, you don't.
Does it say, Jesus say, be a Christian?
That's the whole point, man. What I'm trying, that you validate my point.
Jesus
my point is
there's other prophets.
Right, they are prophets, but the prophets are Hebrew Israelites, only Hebrew Israelites.
Why would Buddha be named a prophet?
Who says who?
Buddha said focus on yourself.
Who is Buddha?
Buddha is a teacher. A teacher, a prophet, same thing. Jesus was a teacher. A rabbi, teacher, prophet, whatever.
What I'm trying to tell you is, who deemed him that? Or where's the proof that anything that Buddha says is true? See, when I read in this,
proof that what Buddha says is true is because
when I read the scriptures,
you have to
the scriptures have prophecies. You understand that?
If you don't focus on your inner self, then you're never going to have a purpose.
Okay.
What is your purpose?
Remember what we said? Remember we said, well, faith. You said faith, right? We spoke about faith earlier, right? And what I'm saying to you is, if you want to believe, not just like your rhetorical question or hypothetically speaking, if you want to believe in Santa Claus,
Oh, that's it.
The point of the matter is, right, what I'm saying is, I'm giving you the example. You could believe in Santa Claus all day long, but if there's no proof to it, there's no proof to what people believe in that, or if there's no proof to what you read in in Buddhism, then
you think God's purpose was here for you to person to work at McDonald's?
I don't care about that, man.
That's not even what
I don't. No, I don't. No, I don't. That's not even my purpose. Is not to worry about who working at McDonald's.
I'm just saying.
My purpose. Example, listen, man. I'm answering your question.
Inner purpose, bro.
I'm answering. You're watching me do my inner purpose right now. What you're standing watching me do is what my purpose. What I believe my purpose is. So what somebody else's purpose is their prerogative. It ain't mine.
This is intelligent conversation.
Man, this is conversation that we had that we don't have to continue because we've come to an understanding that there's a separation in our beliefs.
I'm trying to help. You can't have faith in something you don't understand. You can't.
Man, give me a definition of faith again.
Faith is something that strengthens, something that builds, because your body is the temple. It's also machinery, bro. Your body is forming something within you, bro. You know what I'm saying? That's what it is.
And where do you get that from? Where do you get that from?
Into spiritual beings.
Where do you get that from?
Knowledge, the Holy Spirit.
That's where you got that from?
Yes, sir.
Okay, but I read to you, which I'm gonna read it again, and I'm gonna read it again, and I'm not gonna spend too much on this topic. Like I said, I'm getting back to doing what I was doing, but I'm gonna read it for you again. This is Hebrews 11:1.
Enlightenment back then, bro.
Let me read it, man. Let me read it. It says, now faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of the things not seen. So, back to the analogy that you created earlier about Santa Claus.
That is what faith is.
Faith is to believe in something that you don't have the evidence of proof that it truly exists.
How is that benefiting you though?
Like I said earlier today,
where does it take
the benefit comes.
How does your faith take you to where?
Let me answer the question, man. Or we're gonna have to end this. The benefits comes when your faith is proven, and you have the evidence that what you was believing in all this time is actually true. So you got somebody who may have believed in something from the moment they found out about it. Let's say 15 years old, and then they go and they on their deathbed. Like for instance, I'll give you an example. There was people who believe in the Darwinism, right? Evolution. They may believe in evolution for 25 years. But in their deathbed, when they know they're dying, they renounce that. And then they believe, they want to repent, and they want to ask for acceptance to the Most High, and they want to adopt a new belief of, no, there is a real creator.
How does your faith take you?
You know,
when you're dying, how does your faith take you to the Father?
Man.
Explain that.
Like I was saying before, man, because you like to bunny hop around. You like to go from one thing to the next. I'm trying to say. The word
goes deeper, bro.
Okay. All right. That's what I'm saying. That's why I said that we should just end this whole conversation for the simple fact we don't believe the same things. You telling me. No. Listen.
That's what the parable
What I'm saying is, you believe faith has to be something totally different from what I believe faith is. Because I just read to you what faith is, and then
faith is a seed. It depends on what your faith is.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? If you have faith in what Jesus says, he says he who is not with me is against me. Meaning that you perceive everything that what he broke down through parables and is trying to get to you. If you perceive that and you believe in that, then that is your faith. Because there's nothing else that will lead that is even worth understanding.
Right,
because you see what Jesus, how he explains it is how basically he is going to save his righteous ones who will shine forth as the sun, bro. He's saving us, the righteous one, his sheep.
Who are those? Who are the righteous ones?
His lambs, bro.
Who are those?
Lambs, bro, are people, bro, who have You have people who are wolves inside, bro, who are just hateful beings. That's why you have to focus on yourself.
You don't have an answer, do you?
I have a perfect answer.
Well, answer it. I just asked you, who are those?
I'm trying to explain it to you.
No, you're not. You're going around the corner instead of just going straight directly.
I'm trying to.
Who is he trying to say?
Focus on yourself, bro.
Who is
on why you were put here? Why your energy was put to this earth? This earth. You must rebirth. Jesus said you must rebirth. So what you did in your past life, your energy hosts or strive toward the same energy. You know what I'm saying? So if you in this life you change, you find the word, and you start love. You start learning how to love, and you plant the seed of faith. Then your love, Jesus, what he does is his angels are gonna separate that. He's gonna put the love to one vessel, and he's gonna cast it further away. That's why he saved us, bro.
Man, so you said plant the seed of love,
deeper
right?
view. You had to meditate.
You said plant the seed of faith, right?
Yeah, but a lot of people talk with their mouths, but they don't understand with their hearts. You know what I'm saying? It says the same thing in the Old Testament. I believe it was Jeremiah who said that, or Isaiah.
Okay, when I said earlier that we don't believe the same things, you believe that you can plant the seed of faith. You believe that you can go out and give somebody faith. You can plant the seed. You just said plant.
Plant the seed of faith.
How you plant the seed of faith?
Plant the seed of faith is understanding, bro. Knowledge, wisdom, bro. You have to seek God first before you plant that faith, bro.
How you seek, man? Like I said, man, we don't believe the same thing. You say stuff like, okay.
Seek God in your heart.
How you? It says seek Him while He may be found. But it says that you. I'm gonna just read it because I don't like. I'm gonna just read it.
Because bro, not confusion, bro.
I know. I feel like you bring forth confusion, man.
There's no reason. It's because I think deeply, bro. I'm gonna bring you into a way of thinking, bro. It is. Your thinking is right here, bro. My thinking is right here, bro. Because you become accustomed to the ways of the world to where it doesn't allow you to think.
I'm gonna read this right quick, man. It's for edification, right? This is John 15:16. Ye have not chosen me, but I have chosen you, and ordained you that ye should go forth and bring forth fruit, that your fruit shall remain, and whatsoever ye shall ask of the Father in my name, he may give it to you. So we don't choose him. He chooses us. You can't say, oh, you know what, today I'm gonna choose the Lord today.
How did you know you were chosen?
What?
How did you know you were chosen?
How did who know?
God, Father God.
What do you mean? He's the chooser.
Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, because he created beginning to end. He put his chosen people there, bro, before we even knew we were chosen.
That's a different chosen, man. The people on this sign, like I told you earlier, is chosen people. But within his chosen people, he have a chosen. It's called the elect. Now, that's what I was talking about earlier. That's who the ones who gonna be saved. Is the elect of his people. It ain't we. You don't know. We don't know.
Because there's angels, bro, around us who feel energy, bro.
Just for edification, man. Bro. I'm gonna read this. I'm gonna read this.
If you have a very
I'm gonna read another scripture. This is Ephesians 2:8. It says, "For by grace are ye saved, though faith, and that not of yourselves." So you can't go forth spreading faith. Like you said, you can't plant the seed of faith. That's not our
I never said spread of faith.
Yes, you did. You said to plant the seed of faith.
In yourself.
You can't even do that. How? I'm going to read it again, man. It says, "For by grace are ye saved, though faith, and not
how do you bring forth fruit?
Through faith."
How can I
and that? Let me read the scriptures, man.
How can I prophesy to you?
Listen, man. Listen, when I'm reading the scripture, that's what we dealing with.
I can't even without it, bro. I've read the whole Bible, bro. I perceive everything.
But you say that, man. But you fumbling. You misquote it. You fumble everything that you be saying about the scriptures. You be even mixing one scripture with the next scripture that has nothing to do with it. With each other, one another. They're two different.
Understanding has to be given.
So let me ask you this, man, because I feel like right now, like to me, you're Swan. And probably to you, I should be Swan. Because just listen. Scripture say, cast not your pearls before swine. Meaning, I'm not going to continue to cast my beliefs upon you because you don't believe it. And then I don't believe what you said. Like, we don't, the scripture say only two can walk together lest they be agreed. So I don't even understand, like, why we, you know what I'm saying? When I ended the conversation earlier, it should have been ended. You have a purpose, and there's people walking down the street, many other people that you can talk to that may receive what you're saying.
You know,
but why do you stand here trying to continue to talk to me about someone I'm pretty much telling you that I'm not receiving it?
To you, bro.
What?
God led me to you, bro.
He led me to.
Led me to you.
He led you to me.
Yeah, led me.
Because the truth is right here, and He's giving you a chance. Remember, I read earlier to you.
Everybody that says,
what I read earlier to you, I read Revelations 3:19. Maybe He was knocking for you, but you reject. You've been rejected.
Read Revelation 7:3.
After I finished reading Ephesians.
But
it's Ephesians 2:8. Because what's been going on, my man, listen. Cause I've been out here a long time, and I'm about to close up camp. But I'm trying to explain to you. You've been saying different things, and I've been going. You have not read not one scripture.
I don't need to.
You don't need to.
I know all the scriptures I need to
okay,
be
so,
able to break down to you.
Okay,
everything I need
to. Quote to me Ephesians 2:8.
I don't know.
You just said you read and you know it all. You just said that.
No, I did not. I said I can explain to you everything I need to explain to you that will break you out of ignorance. You don't understand this knowledge.
But you want to break me out of ignorance, but yet
you haven't meditated, bro.
What does ignorance mean?
Ignorance means not you don't have no knowledge. You have knowledge on simple things.
Ignorance means to not know. It means deeper. It's the opposite of knowledge.
Your brain has not.
You don't know. You ignorant of something means you don't have no knowledge of it. Exactly. You don't know it.
Exactly.
So you want to break me out of ignorance behind something that you don't even fully know.
I know.
Because you just said, hold on. You said that someone can go plant the seed of faith. You said that, man.
You don't understand
that came out of your mouth.
Because you don't understand how you plant the seed of faith.
Man, that it doesn't matter what you think how to plant the seed of faith. You cannot plant the seed of faith because that's not your position to do. That's a gift from the Most High. So and I'm about to read it. I'm gonna just read it because you
don't seek God. If you seek the Word, bro, you're not.
What's God's name?
If I choose that Bible.
What's God's name?
If I choose that Bible.
I ask you a direct question. What's God's name? What is God's name?
I said God is Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob.
Man, you didn't even know about Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob until I read this about you. I asked you who was God's chosen people, and you said, what did you say? Wait, break that again to me. Tell me why the people on this sign, how are they God's chosen people, and why?
I explained to you.
No, you didn't. Oh, sorry, re-explain it.
Because they were His chosen people, because they brought forth fruits. They were rich in the spirit. And the flesh.
Exactly. That's why I said.
Rich in the spirit,
that's why I said.
Be poor in the spirit.
And that's why I said. That's why I simply said that we don't believe the same things, because that's not why they're God's chosen people. They're God's chosen people.
Because God was a Jew.
No.
How were they His chosen people?
He's above that.
Exactly. So how they were chosen people?
We're not talking about Him. See, that's what I'm saying. I'm going into that. Then you went straight to the Most High. I asked you why are these people God's chosen people?
Because they.
And you said because they brought forth fruit. How did they bring forth fruit and they didn't know who the hell they were?
Because